A 66-year-old woman is arrested for hitting two protesters with her car here in Bloomington Monday night. I'm Stephanie Wade with the city's reaction to the latest developments.
I really firmly believe that my purpose from God was to have this interaction and be there and to be an example for the LGBT community and show a lot of people that you can be gay and be a Christian.
But this athletic trainer and coach who is gay says she is no longer welcome at a Christian high school in Indianapolis. Her plans and what the school is saying.
And then masks required. It is now the rule in Marion County. Why Indy's mayor is working so hard to make sure everyone gets the message.
This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
Now at 5, a 66-year-old woman arrested and preliminarily charged today with driving into protesters in downtown Bloomington. Hundreds of people were rallying and protesting through Bloomington Monday following an alleged racist attack at Lake Monroe.
RTV6 Investigates Stephanie Wade has been following this case closely and is in Bloomington tonight with reaction.
A 66-year-old woman was arrested late last night at a motel in Scottsburg, just about an hour and a half southeast of here. She's accused of hitting two protesters with her car, dragging them 2 blocks during demonstrations right here Monday night. City leaders reacting to all of this today.
Incidents like this don't come out of nowhere. There are smaller incidents, there are larger incidents, and sometimes they bubble up to the surface.
The Bloomington City Clerk, Nicole Bolden, says she's happy there's some progress in the steps towards justice in her city. Christy Bennett faces preliminary charges of criminal recklessness and leaving the scene of an accident resulting in serious bodily injury after hitting the 2 protesters Monday night with her car, following an alleged racist attack at Lake Monroe. Vox Booker says he was attacked by several white men on the 4th of July who threatened to get a noose and lynch him. There still, however, have been no arrests in that case. An update expected very soon. The community calling for accountability.
I think we were long overdue for a change. I think society had been heading in the wrong direction for years and years.
In Bloomington, I'm TV6 Investigates Stephanie Wade.
And as Stephanie mentioned, we are expecting an update and potential charges against the people accused of racially attacking Booker very soon. We will keep you updated as info is released.
Tonight, another school with religious ties is at the center of a controversy. A coach at a Lutheran high school on Indy's southeast side tells RTV6 she was told she could no longer work at the school because she is gay. It's a complicated story involving a handbook, an engagement, and religion. And as RTV6's Nicole Griffin explains, the former coach is pushing for some policy changes.
Crystal Brazel is a certified athletic trainer with Franciscan Health Sports Medicine program and has been for quite some time. In 2015, she was assigned to work at Lutheran High School. Outside of that position as an athletic trainer, she also started coaching softball in 2017 and most recently helped lead the team to a state title. But in February of this year, all of that came to an end.
So when I started at Lutheran, I was literally taping ankles on bleachers or, wherever I was. That was my training room to treat these kids, and I was diagnosing injuries on a folding table in a hallway.
Over the last 5 years, Crystal Brazel says she poured her heart into the athletic training program at Lutheran High School. She got tables donated and raised money for an ice machine to create this space where she treated athletes, all because she says the kids deserved more. It's a space she is no longer welcome after a meeting in February with the athletic director and head of the school.
In February, I was told I could no longer coach there. They read me a handbook that I'd never seen before and asked me if I could sign, stating that I could follow the handbook. And of course I couldn't. I was getting married, and in 9 days now I'm getting married to my beautiful fiance, Samantha.
She says there was a sentence in the handbook about sexuality and how homosexuality is sinful and not gracious to God. Initially, she says the decision broke her heart, but now she's sharing her story because she hopes it creates change for the future.
I don't want any LGBTQ plus child being denied going there because they say their voucher isn't good because they identify as lesbian, bisexual, transgendered. And I don't want any future coach or teacher or anyone involved in that community to be subject to the same same discrimination that I was.
She says ultimately Franciscan Health and Lutheran High School could not come to an agreement for her to continue as the athletic trainer either. She starts at a new school next week. Working for you, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
We received a statement from the head of Lutheran High School, which reads, quote, Lutheran High School of Indianapolis is founded on the doctrine of the Lutheran Church, Missouri Synod, and expects employees who shepherd its students to respect and live consistently by these principles. The school's mission is to prepare young adults for a Christian life in a Christ-centered environment. Lutheran High School of Indianapolis needs leaders of its students committed to these values.
Once again, temperatures at 90 degrees or above. Look at Castleton, low to mid 90s anywhere in northern Marion County into southern Hamilton County. Let's talk about that. 7 straight days we've had temperatures at 90 or above. We will break the streak tomorrow. And today we've had late arriving showers and thunderstorms. Central Indiana is dry. It's the southeast portion of the state with some thunderstorms. Brookville Reservoir, Batesville, these kind of drifting a little to the north and west. Then we've got other thunderstorms in Illinois. As they move northeast, they may clip northwest Indiana. But unlike the last couple of nights, our thunderstorm chances will increase later tonight and overnight. Here are all the current temperatures with just some cumulus clouds around central Indiana right now. A few of the storms late tonight into the morning hours may be strong. Damaging wind would be the main threat, really, over the western portion of the state.
It's now the rule in Marion County. If you're in a public area in just about anywhere in Indianapolis, you must wear a mask or some type of face covering. To stress the importance of the new rule, Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett and Marion County Health Department Director Dr. Virginia Kane handed out free masks this afternoon to people receiving assistance at the drive-through food bank at Gleaners. The mask requirement is for everyone 3 years and older unless you have a medical condition that prevents you from wearing one. The policy covers all indoor spaces, including office buildings, unless you're alone in your office. The effort is to prevent COVID-19 spikes that are being seen in other cities around the country.
We don't want to go back. We don't want to have to make a decision at some point about whether we need to return to shuttering in place. And the best way to do that is to take advantage of all these different avenues that we have.
The free masks provided by the city were purchased through the Federal CARES Act. You can pick one up at the Julia Carson Transit Center downtown or by going to indy.gov/masks to order one. Again, these are free.
And now the Marion County Sheriff's Office is asking residents to not call 911 if you see someone violating the mask order. The department says violating the mask order or not social distancing are not considered life or death emergencies and should be reported to the Marion County Public Health Department. Dispatchers answered nearly 85,000 911 calls in June and expects this many or more in July. And calls for non-emergencies delay callers with true life and death emergencies. You can report a mask violation to the Marion County Health Department COVID-19 call center at 317-221-5500. And now to the overall state numbers that help tell the coronavirus story in Indiana. 7 more deaths reported today, less than half of yesterday, and down even more from Tuesday. Those deaths occurred between June 19th and yesterday. The statewide total is now 2,546. And 521 more Hoosiers have tested positive for COVID-19. Those numbers all reported yesterday. We've seen a mix of up and down numbers over the past 6 days. The statewide total is 49,575.
Back to school is just weeks away. Teachers and custodians are arranging desks, cleaning chalkboards, and getting rooms ready for your students' return. But there are a number of extra steps being taken to make sure kids and teachers are safe in the age of coronavirus. RTV6's Kelsey Anderson reports from Fortville with a look at how one district is weighing ideas to keep schools safe.
Well, school here at Mount Vernon starts on July 29th. And to get ready for the back to school and to help stop the spread of the coronavirus, they have taken the community approach. They've gotten lots of advice from the Hancock County Health Department, and they've also asked parents what they want to see when their kids go back in the classroom.
I've been a teacher for 31 years, and I never expected to do school this way. And it is quite different, and it's a lot of work, but we're getting it done, and we're going to be prepared for kids, and we're looking forward to really getting back into school.
Dr. Jack Parker is the superintendent at Mount Vernon School Corporation. He wants to remind parents this is going to be a very fluid transition.
This is something we've never done before, so we will be making changes as we see new things that we can do even better.
He tells me besides parent opinions, they have also received guidance from the Hancock County Health Department. To keep kids safe and healthy, they plan to make every grade wear masks when social distancing cannot happen. They will be frequently disinfecting hard surfaces with foggers, and they have hand sanitizer in each classroom.
We are going to socially distance at lunch, which means we're going to have lunch in many places, the cafeteria, sometimes the hallways, sometimes classrooms, depending on how that best fits each school.
Ashley Lusby is a mother of 2, and she says her kids will be going back to school at the end of the month.
For me, it's a no-brainer. We don't have high risk in our house. If we did, we would be looking at something different. For us, mental health and community is a priority.
She says she's seen a lot of negativity from parents in the district, and she wants the school to know not everyone feels that way.
The loudest voice that's heard is the one that has a gripe. And I just want to really support them and say that they are doing great. And our job as parents is to be pliable because they're doing everything that they can.
Again, all schools are doing different things to protect their students. And so, of course, we've got all of that linked for you over on the RTV6 News app. I'm Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
In Marion County, there are new questions about whether schools will be ready for the start of a new year in just a matter of weeks. Behind the scenes, the Marion County Health Department has been meeting with public, religious, and charter school leaders. RTV6's Rafael Sanchez posed the question of readiness to Dr. Virginia Kane, the director of the Marion County Public Health Department.
Based on our criteria right now, it is looking good for the schools to reopen. But of course, we will continue to monitor very carefully our indicators that we look at to help decide whether it's safe or not to reopen the schools. And if for some reason those numbers should turn very negatively, we will not hesitate to put a halt on the reopening of the schools. But so far, looking at our numbers, we're still looking good for the schools to reopen.
Last month, the leaders of all public schools in Marion County issued a letter to parents saying that schools will start on time. The letter came from the superintendents of IPS, Beech Grove, and the 8 township schools. All of the schools will offer in-class learning at school or online for students who are not able or uncomfortable with returning to schools on the scheduled start date.
And big news tonight from the Big Ten Conference regarding fall sports. The league announced today that if the conference is able to participate in fall sports, only conference games will be played. This applies to football, men's and women's cross country and soccer, field hockey, and women's volleyball. Details on those sports will be released at a later date. The Big Ten believes by limiting competition to other Big Ten schools, it offers the greatest flexibility.
Still ahead on RTV6, extra security on the canal, the steps put in place after 2 deadly shootings. And another country singer is going to give a drive-in movie theater concert a try. The Indiana Theater's participating, and when you can buy tickets. Kevin.
And tracking rain and thunderstorms, not just this evening, but overnight tonight. I'll take you through that timeline and your weekend forecast coming up.
Big retailer in North America, Ashley Home Store.
More financial setbacks for millions of families across the country, all because of the coronavirus. Today, the Labor Department reported an additional 1.3 million Americans filed first-time claims for unemployment benefits last week. However, it is the 14th straight decline since their peak in the first week of March. Also today, we are hearing about Indiana's numbers. The number was just more than 24,000. That's about 20,000 less than the previous week. Since the pandemic took hold, about 880,829 Hoosiers have filed for unemployment.
IMPD is asking for help after a shooting on the canal killed a 24-year-old woman. Police released this surveillance video last night. They say it shows several people in the area when the shooting happened around 3:30 early Sunday morning. Detectives would like to speak to anyone who was on the canal during that time. Jessica Doty Whitaker died at the hospital hours after she was shot. Call 317-327-3475 to speak to investigators. And there is now extra security on the canal after 2 deadly shootings in recent weeks. The Department of Metropolitan Development has hired 2 IMPD officers to work every night from 10 p.m. until 5 a.m. until the end of August. DMD is paying for the officers' overtime. Just for the month of July, the cost is estimated at between $10,000 and $12,000.
On July 1st, the new state law that got most of the attention is the hands-free law. Drivers no longer allowed to have their phone in their hands while behind the wheel. But another law took effect that day, and it's also having a big impact. The law that allows free 5-year handgun permits. Since July 1st, when the law took effect, through July 7th, state police received more than 20,000 permit applications. That's compared to just more than 2,200 during the same period last year. About 2/3 of the applications were for the no-fee 5-year permits. You must still pay a $13 fingerprint fee and get a background check.
Kevin Gregory joins us now. And Kevin, a little bit different today. The storm's not so early. They're getting pushed back a little bit.
It's quiet. Yeah, no thunderstorms around. Have you got a chance to ask me a question? Ask me what the hottest temperature is in my forecast.
I'm like, I ask you so many questions every day. I don't know what you're talking about. What's the hottest temperature in the forecast?
I'm glad that was on your mind. 96. How about that? So our warmest temperatures of the summer are still ahead. Don't touch us. It's still hot. All right, let's talk about what's going on. We'll match that with the day of the week here in a second. Our chance for thunderstorms increases tonight, which is unusual compared to the last several days where we've had these afternoon thunderstorms, like Amanda said, and then they dissipate. But overnight into the morning hours tomorrow, the most likely time for thunderstorms. We'll hold on to at least a chance of thunderstorms over the weekend. Temperature trend will snap the 7-day streak of temperatures at 90 or above. We missed the mark tomorrow, and unlike the last several days, we'll actually have some wind. The wind tomorrow afternoon will gust over 20 miles per hour. It will be out of the northwest. That will bring in some drier air, lower the humidity, and if these temperatures are cooler, enjoy them because the heat comes back next week. We've got thunderstorms southeast Indiana, thunderstorms just west of the state line, and one little blip of rain there, not far from LaPel in Madison County. I think this evening quiet for most. It's later tonight and overnight that we have thunderstorms. 93 in Lafayette, 92s in Terre Haute and Bloomington. Indy down 1 degree here in the last hour. It feels like 95 though. Triple-digit heat index up there in Tippecanoe County. Let's jump to 11 o'clock tonight. Still dry for most of us, but overnight, here comes the line of showers and thunderstorms. Some of these may have gusty winds associated with those. We wake up to our best chance for thunderstorms. That's through the morning hours tomorrow. Then as we get to the afternoon, a decreasing chance of rain. We've put a lot of focus on Friday for rain. If you've been missed by the downpours over the last several days, tomorrow's not a slam dunk that we all get rain. It's just our next best chance for us all to get rain. 7 a.m., the line of scattered showers and thunderstorms, that stretches to the east, but see there's some holes in there. That's at 10 a.m. and then in the afternoon during the peak heating, it comes together better in the great state of Ohio. Temperature 86 for the high tomorrow. Not as humid, and again, it turns windy in the afternoon. Weekend forecast, temperatures middle to upper 80s. The chance for thunderstorms increases Saturday evening and Saturday night, continues on Sunday. Temperatures Saturday, by the time we get to noon, 83, 88 the afternoon high, and the humidity still fairly low. Okay, I know you're searching right now. Where's the 96? There it is. Look at that stretch. How quickly we bounce back. Monday's 87. 93 Tuesday. The chance for thunderstorms minimal Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures jump to as warm as 96 with overnight lows close to the mid 70s. That's some more summer heat.
The summer heat is back. All right, thank you, Kevin. Get ready for a weekend of music under the stars with some big stars, all with safety in mind. And tickets are still available. Next.
Working for you. Just when it seemed like live concerts wouldn't take place this summer due to the pandemic, Central Indiana was selected to host one of Live Nation's first ever live drive-in concert events, and final preps are underway at Ruoff Music Center in Noblesville for the 3-night event that kicks off tomorrow night with Yacht Rock Review. Country singer John Party will be in concert Saturday night, followed by country superstar Brad Paisley on Sunday. The artist will be performing on stage in the parking lot, and fans will watch from their cars or their own private adjacent tailgating area to keep everyone safe.
We've taken advantage of what we have. We've gotten creative, and it's the safe situation that really you're protected, you're in a buffer zone, and you know you're gonna have a good time.
Sounds like fun. Tickets will be purchased by car with a maximum of 4 people permitted per vehicle. Due to social distancing, capacity will be limited. Tickets, though, are still available for all 3 concerts. And following in Garth Brooks' footsteps, country star Blake Shelton is going to host a drive-in concert at more than 300 drive-in movie theaters across the country, including the Tibbs Drive-In in Indianapolis. Tickets go on sale July 14th via Ticketmaster for the July 25th concert. The pre-taped event will also feature Shelton's longtime girlfriend Gwen Stefani and fellow country star Trace Atkins. The concert will be aired at 10 theaters around the state in our area besides the Tibbs Drive-In, Mills at the Starlight Drive-In in Thorntown, Centerbrook Drive-In in Martinsville, and the Starlight Drive-In in Bloomington. Still ahead on the news at 5:30. Good news for kids looking for another way to keep cool as this oppressive heat continues. Indy Parks is getting ready to take another step forward.